Alright, let's kick it off. I'm sorry guys, my voice is gonna be super messed up today because I've been sick for most of this week. So if I'm coughing a little bit, I'll try to reduce that to the minimum. I'll probably won't talk too much or as much as I usually do. But I do have some hot tea on deck, so hopefully that will help me out. Nevertheless, welcome to another live stream. Hopefully everybody is doing super duper well. And today we are starting off a new build. I just received this from Gunpla, and big thanks for them for providing this for review. This is the new motornuclear Zhao XH05W. I was super duper excited when they offered this kit for review because I've been wanting to have like a dope mecha horse ever since I built that kind of Gundam horse for God Gundam, and this is like the first time I get to build a proper mecha horse. Hopefully this one is going to be big and super detailed and articulated. Hopefully as per usual, I did not watch any reviews before building this, and we kind of tackling this raw. And I also just realized that I forgot to update the text on top left of my stream. Give me a second, I will actually hide it for today's live stream. You kind of just have it out of the way. There we go, now it's cleaner. Hey Gundam Nut, how's it going, man? Joining early this time. I hope that you had a really good week as well, dude. And I guess let's get to unboxing of this bad unit. Not gonna lie, this is like the biggest. Actually, you know what? Before we unbox this, let me quickly measure the box. And I also am wondering how much does it weigh, because this is by far the biggest motornuclear box I've gotten. I mean, that was the very first one, Model King, I think. Model kit that I built from motornuclear. That one was pretty large. The box was quite substantial, but not as big as this one. Okay, this does not want to close. The box is like softer, so tends to work around, and it's absolutely stuffed to the brink with stuff. I think I should be able to measure it anyway like this. Give me 1 second to grab a tape measure. I'm back. So, this is about 27 inches long, about 18.5 inches deep or wide, and 8 inches tall. So 27 by 18.5 and 8. Let me grab a sticky note to note that down. 27 by 8.5. It's a pretty big box. And in terms of weight, I wonder if my tiny scale will be able to actually accommodate this box. Let's see. Gonna try to put it on the side, and hopefully things will not fall out as I do so. Might have to find a way to kinda... I should have definitely done so before I took off the main lid, but I forgot. No, this is not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to put on the lid back because we need parts to stay inside while we wait this. I got this shipped by air freight, like the air shipment from Gunpla, but I'm not sure whether they would be offering airline delivery for this by default, considering that it's quite a large and heavy box. Holy shit, 4.8 kilos or 17.5 pounds. So it's a 20-pounder box. That is pretty large as well. Alright, measures taken down, now we can get on with the fun part. I love this color, hell yeah man. Got home from work, making a video of it. Nice man. You'll be happy next week, for sure man. Best part of OT is the money. What we need money for is to fuel our hobbies and plastic addictions. Pretty cool line arts. I guess they kind of separate. This is for the model kit. This is for the horse. I guess. I'm not sure. We'll see. These printouts are. It's nice design, but the print is not like super duper high quality, and the cardboard that it's printed on pretty soft, and it has the texture on it. It's not super pleasant. I guess the intention is to maybe use them as a backdrop for some photos, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. If they were matte, that would have been useful. I have a pretty large guide as per usual. We got all the. Oh, it seems like the horsey also has the metal inner frame. That's good stuff. So they start with the mecha itself. And then we go... Where do we do the horse? I'd like to build a horse first. Oh, there we go. So... Horse's head unit. Seems to be a pretty detailed horse assembly. And it seems like the usual motornuclear approach, whereas you start with a metal inner frame at the core, you layer some fake inner frame on top, and then you layer some armor on top. Seems like the front legs are on pegs, so I would imagine they are articulated. Do the legs bend? I hope they do. Like at the knee, you know? Alright, well, let's put that to the side, or, actually, because I'm gonna do the horse first, let me actually identify all the runners we're gonna need for the horse. Oh, it seems like we have also two support stands, like one for the main guy, and another one for the horse, like a reinforced one, specialized. It's pretty cool, good stuff. I want to check at the beginning actually if they separate the runners from the ones you need for the main guy versus horsey. This is your first Zhao Yun. Yeah, it is definitely my first Zhao Yun, 100%. Oh, there we go. They actually separate, look at that. Zhao Yun parts, there's one inventory. And another one for the horse part. Interesting that they did not bother giving the horse a name. Okay, well, we're gonna start with the horse. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to build the entire horse in one stream. Seems like there's a lot of parts to go through, but we'll see how far we're gonna get. Let's begin with the unboxing of the horse-related runners. If this is the thighs, crap, that thing has got to be huge. Wow. Alright. See, white plastic is shiny. Doesn't seem like there is any texture on it. Yeah, it's pretty shiny. No gloss, no matte. Just straight up shine. But it does look there are some parts for inner, because this looks like a panel line. You know what I mean? I attempted the panel line motornuclear kits once. I tried with the Moly King. It did not work out there. Did not really fit the aesthetic of the kit. Because Moly King mostly was lines like these. But this kit seems to have like panel line designated lines. Although, I'm pretty sure all of it is ABS plastic. What is this? Oh, pre-painted, pre-assembled parts. That's interesting. Okay. Some effect parts. Let's have a look. Ooh, this looks pretty nice. This plastic is like matte finish black plastic, silver plastic pre-painted on the same part. Interesting. And motornuclear always has really good plastic quality. It's all about like how far do they decide to push it with, you know, each kit. I like that they do this partial painted stuff. So, requires effort. Pretty good quality transparent parts. Under gating through and through. More transparent parts. Inner frame. Inner frame is not undergated, but I think that's pretty typical for motornuclear. Oh yeah, the water-based panel liner from Stadia, dude. I've been using them for well over a year. I got them. I think I have all of their color variations. I use them quite a lot, definitely. My goats. I like their black panel liner. I'm not a super big fan of their grays. Both their... so I have two gray shades that I believe they've released. So like the original MP11, and I guess revised. Recently I bought like a resupply, and you can see that the shades even changed. This is like warm gray, this is like cold gray. But it's technically the same color code. But I believe they either, you know, the labels messed up, or they changed like from dark gray to light gray, sometimes it's called. But technically these are the same darkness, they just different warmth. This would be the warm gray and this would be the cold gray. But yeah, we'll see. Their black panel liner has really good consistency, really good coverage. The gray one, at least the original, the warm gray, it was very spotty. And also warm gray color does not match perfectly always, like with the model kit. To me, like neutral gray or cold gray is a much better option, in my opinion, like for a generic panel liner. See, and here we have a full runner of pre-painted parts and silvery stuff. Painted both sides. Alright, motornuclear. Oh, gold. Looks good. Pretty coppery. I like the shade. More gold on these parts. Same color. black is like matte texture. And one part fell off. That will happen. Yeah, like these parts, you don't want to penoline these. Like, speaking from experience, I tried penolining these lines with motornuclear and it doesn't really suit them well. It kind of ruins the aesthetic of the kit. This seems to be POM plastic. Yeah, this is POM for sure. But then lines like these, because these are like perfectly made for penolining, might actually benefit from some action. We'll see. I'll definitely assemble it first. And then I'll decide what I want to do with it. Usually motornuclear kits, like these fantasy design ones, it's just snap and go. They look pretty good once assembled out of the box. You don't really need anything else. So their Jihu 2 Assault version, that one was a more kind of traditional mecha style model kit. So that one has water slides, really benefits from penoline and all that stuff. Nice mane. Let's see how bad the gate marks are gonna be, because when you usually snap off the transparent plastic, it kind of cracks and leaves white spots at the snap area. I have some big plastic cutters. We'll see if I can maybe use those to gradually chew through those very thick gates. It's like a saddle. Nice. Good looking saddle. Put in a small pile of runners on the side here. These seem to be like same as those silver parts. This looks like horse armor. Gonna have to figure out how we organize all these runners. Come on, help it out. Pretty good, like, silver coverage on the parts. Very, very even, seems to be consistent. There are some like swirl marks like this, as if it was like an... I don't know, no, it's like weird lines here and there. And here on the same part, they both have a matte finish to the plastic, and here it's standard, like a just shiny black. Haven't seen them do that before. It's like two textures in one part. I wonder how they do that. Is that like a mold process, or? Because it's clearly different, especially it's visible here. I'm not sure if it shows on the camera. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see in the reflection of the light. This part is definitely like super duper shiny. Not glossy, but just like regular plastic. And this is a bit more dull. It has like texture on it. Not like flat, like top coated flat, but definitely not as reflective as this part. And this is the same part. And they do the same here. Let me see. Pretty cool. I haven't seen... I don't think I've seen that before. But you can see it here. Come on, camera, play with me. You see, like, this is like more flat. And this is more shiny. Interesting thing. I have not seen that before, I don't believe. I've seen like just entire part being flat, or entire part being like regular raw plastic. But not like combination on the same part. That's pretty cool stuff. more inner frame and gray buckets. So we have like a, on top we have a white, we have gray, we have silver, we have black, we have gold. Not quite the paint mixer explosion that we had with Modi King, where they, in addition to more like traditional colors of, you know, the blue, white, black, gold, they added red, orange, I think some other stuff as well. I like that we are not introducing those really bright random colors here. I like the color palette to be a bit more measured, if you will. I think I'm gonna leave the action-based parts on their own for now. I have plenty of runners on the desk already that we're gonna have to organize in a second. Let's unbox these small guys. Some more smaller white plastic, more inner frame. Let's see what this baggy holds is. More parts. And these are the same things that I've done for, what was the Scorpion King? I don't remember what was the original name of that model kit. But I ended up naming the video Scorpion King. It was the motornuclear model kit with like a big bow, like an archer mecha kind of stuff. They did those parts a lot there. They look really dope because they do like silver backing, and then the part itself is transparent, so it gives you like 3D perception of that part. Pretty nice stuff. It looks pretty cool when the kit is assembled. Then we have more white parts with partially painted details. Good stuff as well. And the last two baggies. More inner frame, get there. More of these silver-backed, transparent 3D parts, if you will. Baggy, open up. Oh, and that's a new shade. This is just a straight up metallic blue pre-painted part on one side only. Like a candy. Oh, interesting. Cool. Another shade of like blue, but at least it's not like orange. Or red. I think that would have been too much. And we have a pretty beefy inner frame, metal inner frame for the horsey. Holy crap, look at this guy. That is pretty substantial. This alone weighs like a half a kilo easy. Wow. Okay, let me get the super massive box out of the shot. We don't need it for now anymore. What we need to do now is organize all of this crap. I'm actually curious how much does the inner frame alone weighs. Calibrating myself. Look, this is what, ounces? I need another unit. Give me something to understand. Kilos. 600 grams. 4.8 pounds. I don't understand. Half a kilo. Ounces. Whatever. 21 ounces? I don't know. Like, I'm measuring kilos, so half a kilo. Pretty beefy. So it seems like we have super tight POM plastic parts with some very beefy die cast. I'll actually get one of these out. I'm curious about the articulation of these legs. So we have 2 points of articulation at the knee. Actually, there's a third one towards... Oh, look at that. So the foot, I guess, articulates. Oh, the horseshoe itself articulates. All right. Then I guess the foot too. Yes, it's very tight, guys. It's smooth but tight. Then you have, the knee joint, I guess, here, this assembly. It has 3 points of articulation. The lowest point goes forward quite a bit, and the middle point quite limited, but I guess still something. And then the top point, it's more like a, oh, look at that. Yeah, all right. And then there's a ginormous bag that will be, is this bag on an articulated joint anyhow? Yeah, there's a little bit of give here. Wow. These joints are like really tough. They're smooth, so I guess working with them should not be a problem, but they are sturdy and tight. I'm really glad to see that how much articulation we get here. I guess if the horse was like, if this was the front right, and the horse was like, you know, doing this thing. Can you do that? I don't think you can. I don't think it kind of bends that far. Is that even a natural pose for a horse? Hold on, let me... A horse on rear base. So if you were to try to make this pose, I guess it should go. Yeah, I don't think it bends enough, because I think it would need to bend here, right? And technically, this is that, this is that. Yeah, this does not bend enough to create that kind of pose. But the rears, you definitely can recreate the rears. Something like that. Not bad, not bad. We'll see. I'll judge the articulation once I assemble the horse. But it's, you know, it's interesting to see early how far the joints are willing to go. Have a look at the mechanical access. I have seen, I believe they call it Sturmer or something like that, because they give them different names for obvious reasons, but Mechanicore is something way beyond my skill level at the moment. Mechanicore kits, like I probably would be able to assemble a Mechanicore kit, just assemble it, but they do need painting, because assembly of Mechanicore kits is just tedious from what I understand, because a lot of it needs to be like filed and persuaded in place and glued together, which I can deal with. But because of the amount of filing and gluing that has to happen, the end result out of the box without the paint will not look particularly good. So you should paint it, and because I don't paint, I don't want to commit to a mechanical build. One day it's definitely like on a, you know, wish list, I guess, or on a roadmap, if you will. One day we will build a mechanical kit and we'll do justice. I'm gonna sort out the runners real quick, and then we're probably gonna whip out a couple of my runners in dock, and also gun primer clip stands. Get these guys organized. These are effect parts. Generic parts. Yes. Have all of those there. Inner frame. Yeah, I think white does have like some texture to it, but it's like an off-white color, not really white. Not quite as pearly as Unicorn Gundams from Bandai, but it has something similar to that. More whites, grays. Okay. Don't lose one part that fell off in transit. And now I'm gonna grab a couple of my runners in dock and gonna try to organize these runners and get to building. So far, like initial reaction, the plastic quality is on par with what we expect from motornuclear. That is to say, pretty good quality, just out of the box. And the coloring is cool. That two-type surface finish on the black parts is something I don't think I've seen before. And it's very nice to see them trying something new, doing something more. Motornuclear is usually, based on my experience with them, you expect lots of parts, lots of separation, but at the same time, very seamless building experience, and those parts usually all kind of fit together nicely into creating a coherent design as far as their sci-fi kits go. I know I've said before that I'm not the biggest fan of sci-fi designs in general, and honestly I was not planning on building another motornuclear sci-fi kit, but like I could not pass by an opportunity to build a mecha horse. Honestly, like even the main guy himself is like a bonus for me here. I'm mostly excited about having a mecha horse. Bear with me, boys. The boring part is almost over. But we gotta do it. Gotta do the unboxing. Gotta do the organization so the build is quick and smooth. Come on. Runner and dock. What the hell? I've been using these runners for years and they are still squeaky and tight. Go. I'm gonna configure the other runner with much bigger spacing. A lot of these parts are like pretty tall. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Working any interesting builds? Gundam not? Anything interesting on your desk? Oh, come on. There we go. Good. Now let's assemble another one. Probably gonna grab another one on top of this. Yeah. I usually like for motornuclear end up having like 3 or 4 docks on the desk to manage all of their runners. this is definitely one of the biggest... Oh, look at this. Broke apart. Ay, ay, ay. I guess this is a testament to the quality of these runner and docks runners. I just kinda tried to lift it, holding at the base, and it just completely fell apart. Let's see if it can be put together and still do its job. Wow. Oh, yeah, I guess so. These runner and docks things are like... I know I've recommended them before, and personally I've been using them for a good while. Like the very first one, that one I just assembled before, I bought it, I think within the first few months of me starting in this hobby, so that would be more than 3 years ago. But honestly, the more I use them, the more caveats there are around them. Ideally, if you just like have like a vinyl stance or something like that, you can avoid so much. If they were a higher plastic quality, because like parts just freaking fall apart on these things. It's really annoying, I'm gonna lie. Because like you would buy these things to save space, right? Because what I do is that when I don't use these things, I fold them up and I just store them away. Every time you kind of unfold them, they like to get one step closer to breaking apart for good. It's like you buy this tool for its intended purpose, use case, and because you use it for its intended use case, it falls apart. You know what I mean? They don't cost a lot. They're pretty cheap. Unless you buy them like from some crazy reseller. But if you do end up buying them, I guess be warned. They have a limited lifespan. You could probably avoid this problem by assembling them once, and if you have the space, the room to store them in assembled state, you know, that wouldn't be a problem, I guess. But if you try to use them for their intended purpose, it seems like they'll gradually just disintegrate. And I'm not like manhandling them, I'm trying to be careful with them, but they require you to apply quite a bit of force, especially when you insert these slots, because they are like very, very, very tight there. I don't know if they're like higher quality runner and docks. I would be definitely interested in trying that out. Because I haven't yet come across another solution that allows you to manage runners vertically, stack them, by not having them stacked like this, right? So what I'm doing right now, the data are not supposed to be, like you shouldn't do that if you don't paint the kits, because you're risking damaging the runners by stacking them like that. So these runners and docks are the only solution I've come across that allows you to stack the runners like these. You know, so they take less space on your desk as well, and you take vertical space rather than horizontal space, and you can control the height of the slots, which is crucial. But as you guys can see, these things are extremely flimsy. And honestly, they are testing my patience. The day will come, I'll break one of them and smash it into pieces. Maybe even on a live stream when that patience runs out. Hey, Anger Presents. Anger Present. Every time I mess up your name, man. Hello. How's it going, man? Having a good week? You back to finishing your exile? Hopefully your back is feeling better, my dude. Very nice to see you on the live stream. I think these runners are not too tall to fit in there. Yay. Very good. Very, very good. This is definitely too tall. But this is even small. This is huge. Let's get out of there. This runner is way too big to fit in the runner dock. Do we have two of these? No, I don't think we do. Go there. Okay, can you fit in there? Nope. Right here. Yep. You go here. Yeah, definitely gonna need another runner and dock. For sure. Maybe even two. Because there's a lot of these smaller runners that are just gonna take way too much space on the desk. Hold on, boys. Grabbing more of them. Fold it up. Runners and dock. We're in luck. Actually, I did not unfold one of them. Very, very good. Rather fold up, I guess. And this one is double spaced. Very good. Oh, this gigantic part definitely is not going to fit anywhere. So what's this one? What about the inner frame? There's not that. No. I think I'm not gonna put inner frame runners at all in the runners and dock, because probably gonna kick off by snapping all of those parts off. And you know, assemble an inner frame first. That would make most sense. Put you there. Like one-off parts. Quite a few of them. These are doubled up. Yeah, not big right now, but I did do another bootleg at work today. The 30-minute family missions on location was fun, but the plastic today. Games were fun. Got a good build, alright. Did that work? So you can do like one kit in one sitting? That's pretty cool, man. I think the only time I've done a kit in one sitting was during our recent live stream. When I built the RC or Arky, what's your correct name? The Transformers model kit. I do not believe I've ever done before or since the model kit in just one shot. Okay, gonna put these guys on the clips. These. It's gonna be here because we're gonna need it pretty soon. This is for the inner frame. Oh, forgot about the saddle. Actually, in there. And put this. Just gonna put it on top. More tiny runner. Okay, so now we have a bunch of inner frame plastic left. I'm not gonna organize because I'm gonna just cut it all up. And I'm gonna put these guys on clips. Hold on. Here's my little box of runner clips. And of course we have a standoff here. Alright, boys, I have to find my nippers now. Oh, I think this runner is too thick to actually... Oh, works. Alright, good. Awesome. Not awesome. It doesn't want to stand up. Get another clip for it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, why don't we now... So in case I need, I have these. They're like God hand, super duper massive plastic cutters. They usually are for PLA plates, but I found that if you need to cut a very thick gate and try not to stress it out, they're actually not too bad. You wouldn't like go in one cut, you can go slowly in a couple times, but it does a pretty good job. I might resort to that on those transparent parts with very large gates. And also, I think I'm gonna use red once. Definitely not gonna use the ultimate nippers or the lightnings for the inner frame, because those gates are really big. And they are not even undergated, so we don't need to worry about them being extremely clean. I need my manual stand. Actually, speaking of manual stands, we guys discussed a couple of live streams ago, because I've the video is not out yet, but it will be out soon, for the EXS Gundam, and I tried I tried scribing with that, right? So I use this to do a little bit of scribing on the EXS. It's a gun primer Grida. It's like a really basic scriber with a really basic needle, pretty thick one, like 0.5 millimeter by feel. I did not Google how big the needle actually is, but what you guys recommended is that I try MedWorks. So I bought a bunch of their stuff. These are some handles. Some of it, most of it is actually still on the way, but I bought like a dozen of different scribers from their Mr. Pro line, I think. So the handles are already here, more handles are on the way, and got this nice box, and it's can double up as a standoff. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty cool gimmick that does that, but it takes way too much space. Like a usual book stand to hold up your guide is a much better solution. But yeah, the blades themselves haven't arrived yet, but I basically bought a bunch of scribing blades from MedWorks. They go from, I think, 0.75 to 1.5. I got all the incremental steps. And I also got, I think, their hook, and like an attachment for the hook to like control the depth of it. So yeah, we'll see. Whenever those arrive, it will be an interesting learning experience, getting a bit more into scribing. We'll see. Maybe that will be the reason to start building high grades, because I can like butcher them up a little bit, or at least experiment on them without suffering big repercussions for messing them up. Just give me 1 second, boys. I need to grab my this, like a real cheap stand from Amazon, but it's like the perfect solution to hold your manuals up in front of you as you work on model kits. Yeah, let's start where the horsey. There we go. Right there. It's probably gonna be out of shot. Yeah, it's out of shot. But what's gonna be in shot is the main build of the Alright, let's get to cutting. So what we're gonna do first, I think, is all of the all of the runners for the inner frame. I'm just gonna cut up all of the parts of those runners. We're gonna clean them up, and then we're gonna cut out more parts for the head, like all of the parts that are needed for the head, and then we're gonna go and assemble. Let's see how far we get today, actually. And before I just dive into that, let me double check the chat, because I'm a bit behind. Had this kit in backlog for quite some time. I thought it's a new release, quite some time, or is it like a version of the kit that's new release? I was under the impression that, yeah, I don't know, honestly, guys. Usually Gundam like offers to review kits that are new releases. I don't think they've ever offered to review. Yeah, because I guess to repeat the disclosure from the beginning of the video, I got this kit for free from Gundam for review. As per usual, they don't pay me to say anything specific. They don't get any creative input. They just usually they reach out and they say, hey, we got this kit. Would you like to review it? Would you like to build it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, send it my way. And that's pretty much it. They never ask to say anything specific. Yeah, so when they reached out with this kit like a week ago or something like that, I looked it up real quick on their portal, and seeing that it comes with a mecha horse, that was pretty much my main reason to say yes. I assumed it was a new release, but it's not, and whatever. But yeah, I don't mind building old kits. I mean, I just finished the EXS Gundam, and that one is a hella old kit. Not like super duper old, but not new for sure. Currently working on a video edit for that one. Today is the first day I can actually speak, because I was sick for the entire week. I couldn't record a voiceover for it. At least I was able to film the video and start the edit. So let's see how soon that will come out. I'll try to power through it next week. But the EXS turned out quite pretty, boys, quite pretty. Most of that build we actually did together on the live streams, including some of the mods. But I did end up doing more work on that kit as I was assembling it. I ended up adding more LED lights, specifically on the thrusters, like those big black backpack thrusters on both sides of the like a rear fin. I added red LEDs to those. They kind of point inwards and reflect red light off of chrome-plated parts that I've added in the center. It's a cool effect, but it's extremely subtle. It was very hard to capture it. It was really easy mod though, because those thrusters, they have so much space that, you know, as I was assembling them, I was like, I cannot not install the LEDs there. Is the camera sticking or soldering? I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me try to play with the focus a little bit. Maybe the camera was struggling as I was unboxing the runners, because it was like a lot in front of it at the same time. It seems to be working fine now. Looking at my computer. Yeah, let me know if it continues to happen. Maybe try to restart or reboot the camera. I'm fine. Awesome. Thank you. Work and exit too much. Work has been running from 8 AM till 8 PM most nights right now with the project. I can understand the trouble, my man. I've been in the same boat. I've been absolutely swarmed by work at the office, and that has not been helping. Sometimes it gets a bit out of hand, and this summer, for some reason, they decided to get extra out of hand. Let's focus on something positive after all. That's why we do this hobby. That's why we do these hangouts. Forget about that stuff and just have a jolly good time. And if you cannot build the kit quite yet, at the very least, hopefully you can just hang out and, you know, not worry about thing. Are you getting the Dragon Tiger FFG just down here, bro? Oof, that's a new thing. Let me quickly Google that. I have been trying to be on point looking at gun limits. Like the most I've kind of committed myself to doing is have this page open like on my computer, and I just try to open it once a day to see if there's anything new popped up. I did see this. I saw yet another 1/100 scale Barbados. These guys actually call it Fenrir, because I think all of the other builds this year were like, what, Wolf Technology, Lunavore, it was like Wolf, or just straight up Barbados, or Wolf King, or whatever. And only in Era called it Fenrir, and these guys call it Young Fenrir, but whatever. Not really interested in building this kit, honestly. I do like that they took things from the 1/60 scale Wolf Technology, or Wolf Remains, whatever it was called, because this cape is very similar to what Wolf Remains has in 1/60 scale. It does appear that this uses plastic inner frame, which I personally am a bigger fan of than metal inner frames. But they are very hard to pull off, especially with third parties, because doing them well, doing them sturdy is not easy. And I like this accessory set, like this, whatever this thing is called, like a gigantic boomerang. But instead of buying the kit, I'm very glad that they released the accessory set for it, so I bought this. I really like this accessory. So whenever that arrives, I will probably use it with my Wolf Technology, or I am still waiting for my Lunavore to arrive as well, because I will build the Lunavore and in its new color scheme, black and red. But the one you're talking about, I don't see it here. Let me search for the exact name that you shared in chat. Lone Who. Oh, this? I did not see it. Wasn't there one already that ended up being cancelled because it was like a scam or something? This seems pretty detailed. I have Farmer's Creations in my backlog, patiently waiting its prime time. This seems to be more detailed than that, because as far as I understand, the Farmer's Creations 100 scale new Gundam is like a real mechanics mostly, because it doesn't really have an inner frame, more about the looks. And this thing does seem to have an inner frame. I'll save it for later. I'll look into that. Might buy it, why not? Looks pretty cool. Zero point, right? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I think that message might be a question related to something I've been talking about a little while ago. I'm a bit behind on the chat, my apologies. I'll try to keep up with it. Oh, I guess you mean about this. I guess that would make sense, because it doesn't really have a very specific edge. It seems to be... It seems to have like 3 edges. And it's like a triangle. One edge is definitely flatter than the other 2. But it's not like a chisel. Just like 3 edges create a bit of a stub at the end. Maybe even 4 edges. Oh, like a freaking microscope to see that. It's actually 4 edges, so it's like a square at the end. I'm not sure if it's an even square. But yeah, it does create a panel line. It does dig into plastic fairly well, but it creates a fairly wide panel line. And it's also a pretty rough panel line. It doesn't carve plastic smoothly. It rather like scrapes it and creates a lot of flake. Because basically what I tried to use it for with the EXS Gundam is on the back skirt of EXS. Imagine that this is like the back skirt. There is a line like this. Let me grab a tool. So there is a line like this, right? But it's not as deep. And I wanted to panel line this line. But usually if I was to, you know, there is no groove, right? It's just 2 planes meet here at a 90-degree angle. So technically you could fill this with a panel liner. And you could fill it in with like a Tamiya panel liner, right? So it has a thick paint finish. And then you could use like a very thin Q-tip with a little bit of thinner to create a finer line. But it won't have perfect edges, that line. That line will be looking like a bit of a grime collection in the groove, rather than a very neat and accurate panel line. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to grab this thing, and I basically dragged it through here. I'll actually do it on this part, because it's an inner frame anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. Won't be visible once we assemble the horse anyway. So now I've created a small groove in there. And if I was to panel line the part now, all the liquid would pull up in that groove. Right in here. And actually clean it up a notch. The problem is though, this groove is pretty rough. It's not super duper even. It doesn't hold liquid all too well. And it's pretty thick. I want it to be thinner. And you know, if that's your goal, then this is a very cheap, very easy to use solution. But if you want a better result, then you need either like a finer scriber, like a needle, or like a chisel. So basically, to experiment more with this, You guys recommended different scribe options, like different brands and stuff like that, and did a little bit of research, because we discussed all of this on the live stream a couple of weeks ago. I did some research, and it seems like exactly as you guys said, the best, you know, scribers and chisels out there are MadWorks. Tried to find them in stock in Canada. I was not able to do so. Most of the stores that I would consider reputable did not have the sizes I needed in stock. And one store did, but at like crazy prices. They were selling each chisel at like double the normal price. AliExpress to the rescue. And once they arrive, we'll be experimenting with more. Someone said the horse comes pre-assembled in this version. Is that true? I think, yeah, so this is a model kit version. I believe motornuclear also makes figures. So you can just buy a figure of Zhao and I guess the horse as well. And I believe those are also larger in scale than this. But that's not confirmed. The easiest way to verify that would be to check out motornuclear on Gundam and see their listings. Folks are usually also quite helpful in the comments there. Yeah, I'm not a very big figure guy. Model kits. Occasional figure here and there. If there is something in art or motornuclear, no, in art or Hot Toys releases that I really like. Or like heavy mecha industry. But mostly model kits, my amigo. But yeah, I heard that motornuclear makes good figures. Heard good stuff about them, but I cannot provide you in like any of my personal experience. Okay, I wanted the Jade version. That's good. Massive box with a ton of runners in it. Yes, it is indeed a massive box. As a matter of fact, we measured it earlier today, and it came up to 27 by 18 by 8.5 inches and about 20 pounds in weight. So in case you decide ordering it from Gundam, I'm not sure if they're gonna be offering air freight for it. And if they do, it might actually cost a pretty penny. So, buyer beware. Check the shipping options. They've been, you know, changing gradually, leaning more towards sea freight, right? With those bigger boxes. And this is the biggest box I've gotten from motornuclear yet. Not the biggest I've got from Gundam. I think the 160 Cyclops was bigger. And also Osiris was massive. I think Sky Defender was huge too. Fenrir was a surprisingly small box for the scale. And Lizard has a bigger box than Fenrir. Which one has more parts, this or Aerial Dominator? Oh, it's a great question. I wouldn't be able to give you the part-by-part breakdown. Maybe Google knows how many parts are here. Aerial Dominator is a smaller scale than this, I believe. I don't know what scale this technically is, but this feels like perfect grade scale, maybe 172. This is substantial scale here. But they are conceptually very different types of model kits. Aerial Dominator is a traditional mecha style, right? So like rowboats, if you will, blocky, boxy, pistons, all that stuff. And of course it plays on the original design from Bandai of the quad wing, right? So if you're a fan of that, if you're a fan of Bell Pepper, the big lean green machine, I think Osiris Aerial Dominator is like the quintessential kit to get that design right in your collection. It's very detailed, it's a very involved build, it's a very cool build. There are some things to watch out for. I have a lot of like content on that kit, so if you're interested in kind of learning more of my thoughts on Aerial Dominator, I would recommend checking out my videos on it. I've done a review, I've done a build time lapse, I've also shared a custom LED mod guide for that kit. Yeah, the TLDR is that one has a lot of parts, it's a big build. It's not very big on a shelf, it's a rather dense build in master grade scale. It's not easy to pose as well, because it is so very top heavy and it's so dense with gimmicks and stuff like that, that it's a bit of a pain in the ass to pose around. So it's not the biggest poser. It can do posing, but it's not going to be easy to pose it. Kind of, you know, take it for what you will. Not necessarily a con or pro, it's just the maker of that kit decided to lean very heavily in inner frame detail, armor gimmicks, and stuff like that. It also comes with a lot of LEDs out of the box. All of them are unfortunately battery powered, but you know, at least you don't have to buy them separately. And the guide tells you how to install them, and you'll have LEDs in the eyes, in the chest, in the bell peppers, and I think the cockpit as well. So, you know, it's good value, definitely good value. But I wouldn't be able to recommend you which one, you know, to pick out of those two. They both equally, well, I cannot tell you what I think about this kit quite yet. I have only started building it, so, you know, we'll see. Osiris Dominator, though, was a phenomenal build. I very much loved it. Still do. It's on my shelf. It lights up every night when all of my other kits light up. Because I have it, modified mine to USB power all of the LEDs. And it looks as good today as on the day I finished it. Oh, this is a huge kit. Crap, man. I might stop cleaning them up, because they don't care about them. Why should I? Just try to cut them as close as possible and move on. Then my OCD does not really let me do that. Yeah, it seems to have settled down. It was like when we were building big docks. Alright. I guess my frustration with the docks was affecting the camera as well. Those docks have the capability to test your patience from time to time. They have never come across gate marks as massive as these guys. I know it kind of don't matter because this is all inner frame and these are quite beefy parts, but holy crap. Like when you try to clean them up with a knife, you're like carving out entire chunks of plastic. You know what, boys? Give me 2 minutes. I'll go grab some tea because I feel like I'm gonna start coughing again. I'll be back in 1 minute. Ah, we're back. Nothing like some black tea with honey. Alright. The red dominator has about 200 parts. Oh, interesting. Good for Google. I'm not gonna count the parts, I can tell you that one. That would be too much. Yeah, comparing runner counts, it's kind of fits, but at the same time, you could argue that motornuclear pads the runner count with things like this. They have a lot of runners with they're gonna have like 2 parts or 1 part, quite a lot of them, and a lot of runners that have only like 1 or 2 big parts. So. I would say go with whatever, you know, you want to build more. I would argue that both are probably good model kits. I'm yet to come across a model kit from motornuclear that is not a good build. Their design choices are not for everyone sometimes. And to me, that's what should, you know, guide your choice. What do you like more from the visual perspective? In terms of build quality, both are good. Especially motornuclear. Motornuclear is all about, especially in these fantasy kits, it's all about out-of-the-box build with a lot of parts that requires pretty much no extra work, and it looks really, really good out of the box. Like, you really don't need to add panel lines, paint. There are no decals included at all in this kit, I suppose. Yeah, usually they don't include any decals for fantasy kits. Yet it will look very, very good once assembled. Longho is now... Oh, so it's the... Is it the same listing that turned out to be legit, or is it like another brand making that? Because for that listing that was not legit, I'd condemn it. Cancel and refund me for that, I think. I don't have it in my orders anymore. Got Lunavore coming this Tuesday. Nice, man. You got the Lunavore, which one? The black color version or the OG? Lunavore box is the size of the MG Salzburg Verka. MG Salzburg Verka is a pretty big box for an MG. Definitely on the larger side. So, I wonder if that Longho... Double check, I'm gonna check my orders. I think there might have been another new Gundam style. Model kit somewhere in between. Yeah. Yes, there is one. So what I have is I have the original Farmer Creations and I have this. Also Farmer Creations, but it's like a new FF style. Basically I have both Farmer Creations. This one is somewhere in the depth of free sea freight. It's been open for, wow, actually coming up on 3 months now. Let me quickly see where it's at. I haven't heard a beep about this kit. Usually 3 months is how long it takes for sea freight to arrive here. Now it says carrier's website is down. Phenomenal. Hold on, boys. I'm trying to see actually where that Farmer's Creations new Gundam is at. Right. Original Farmer's Creations, it arrived in a box. The box was in such a horrible condition that it looked like it went through freaking Iranian war on the way to me. I'm pretty sure I will not be luckier than you, man. was just saying that my original Farmer's Creations was delivered to me by sea freight as well. I wasn't in a rush to get it, and the box was actually in pieces. They beat it up so bad that the box actually disintegrated. It was I did a cursory runner check and everything seemed to be in place, but I would not be surprised that if when I end up building it, some parts end up missing. That box had a hole through it, the corners were completely detached. It was no longer one piece. So you got the Farmers new and you got these new? Interesting. That's a lot of new Gundams, man. Have you built the original Farmer's new Gundam? The one that's like a, you know, original black and white version. I think it looks like, what is that, Fortune Meow resin kit version. Makefly website is not working. I have no idea where my new Farmer's Creation Gundam is. Plus, goddammit, they can check from their end. Because if it's sunk, I'll buy this guy instead in its place. Stumble across the channel and join your live. Thank you very much. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for coming across. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream, and I hope that you enjoy the content on the channel. Slowly built up a little bit of a library. It's not expensive quite yet, but there's a lot more work to be done. And today on the live stream, we are starting a new build, which is a motornuclear. I forgot the name of it. Zhao, I think. XH05. That's what I remember. Hard to remember the names from the language you don't understand. I don't know Chinese, not even a lick of it. Memorizing the names is quite difficult. But I can already see me calling the review video for this kit eventually probably something along the lines of Ultimate Mecha Horse or Ultra Super Cool Mecha Horse or something horse. It does look cool indeed. I haven't quite built it yet, but it looks massive. I mean, this is just the top of one of the legs for the Mecha Horse. Right, got the kit mark here. Get out of there. Like, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be a big dude. Yeah, grab one of those parts. It's gonna be something like that, I guess. Ish, somewhere, I don't know. Very beefy horse leg. Definitely not like that. It's gonna be something like this. Somewhere here, I guess. Massive. This leg is, what, 6 inches? That's another 4, like 10 inch long. This is 10 inches. Holy crap. And plus the head on top of that. It's gonna be a huge display piece. Absolutely massive. And plus a rider on top of that. It's gonna be like a couple of feet tall. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but quite a bit of a storm outside. A lot of lightning, a bit of thunder. Got 4 farmers. Holy crap, dude. You're a new Gundam aficionado. Did you double up on the farmers, or are there like other limited releases that they made for the new Gundam? I'm only aware of 2, like the OG new and the FF. Back to it. Get the white version of or the blue version. I guess it will be white. I want to see blue. It gotta be white, man. Yeah, gotta be white. There's only like blue accents. All the armor is white or off-white grayish. Yeah, big kudos to my amigos from Gundam for supplying the copy for review. Right, quick. Now I'll try to build it quick. Usually motornuclear kits are actually quite quick to build, even though at first it might look like it's going to be a massive build because of the amount of parts and runners. But because it takes very little to put it together, like you don't need to clean up too much, you don't need to sand anything, you don't need to penalize, you don't need to apply decals. The only stuff that takes time is prepping the parts, you know, gate cuts, gate cleanups. But as you can see, like a pair of nippers, knife, usually all you need. In some cases also strong thumbs, because their combination of metal inner frame joints with kind of partially layered plastic inner frame on top of those joints. Sometimes those are pretty tight and take some effort to assemble. But I'm yet to encounter any major problems with a motornuclear kit. Like a complete, you know, misfit or mismatch of parts, or missing parts, or something requiring a fix. In my eyes, at least, their wrap, like they had pretty good wrap, because when I built their first model kit earlier this year, for me, first one, Motor King was like a discovering a new category of kits almost, because I don't do usually fantasy kits. So it was a interesting learning experience, and also I've never built motornuclear before this year. Doing Motor King as my first motornuclear kit was interesting, you know, experience, because that kit is quite big, very involved, but also very easy build. Although, because of its color scheme, the first impression was not perfect. Then, when I got an opportunity to build and review another motornuclear kit, which was that Scorpion King. I called it Scorpion King, I don't remember what it was actually called. That one was a better impression. It was a bit smaller, it was a bit tighter, like built, more compact, more dense. Still fantasy, but the plastic quality on that one was really good. It did like glossy black plastic out of the box. Really good stuff. I was like, alright, well, it seems like motornuclear is a kind of a premium out of the box experience. Easy build, no extra work required, high plastic quality, pretty much guaranteed a good looking model kit once assembled without extra work. And then they came out with a Zhao 2, which completely broke the mold, I guess, because that was type of design that I very much enjoy, more like a robot mecha design, blocky, militaristic, it's graceful, if you will. That kit is so good. You guys haven't built it or on the verge, if you can get it anywhere close to MSRP to like a reasonable price. And for Zhao 2 I bought it with my own money, and still that kit is so good. Really good build, still really good plastic quality by motornuclear, but the amount of detail they've baked into that kit, oh, so crazy. And some really nice gimmicks as well, and all of them kind of merge together in a very coherent design. Ever since that kit, like my respect for motornuclear went through the roof. Can't wait for them to do more of those designs. For another 40 bucks. Oh, I gotcha. 2 of each. Oh, I see. Yeah, makes sense. I guess you can choose to paint them differently. I'll ask them it, where's my Farmer's Creations FF new Gundam, and if it's lost in transit, then instead of getting a replacement for that, I'll just buy this long Who, so-called FF new Gundam. Yeah, fair enough. I'm debating between getting for the Cosmos LED kit. The Banshee. You were debating of getting for your Cosmos. I'm not sure. That wasn't a message there. Did I forget what we were talking about a minute ago? That's also an option. Or the Cosmos LED cut for your... I mean, for this one, I cannot yet render, you know, a recommendation or the lack thereof for this kit. I can only give you like my overall motornuclear impression, which hopefully I have successfully done so far in this stream. But for this particular kit, I'm gonna have to wait for the review because the opinion might change as the build progresses. The only thing I can tell you so far, it seems like the plastic quality is fairly good because we have inspected the runners, at least for the horsey. We have unboxed all of them and I've kind of looked through them. They do have some very interesting part here. If you scroll back in the stream, you can check. But this is the first time, I believe, I might be forgetting a kit or two, but I believe this is the first time I at least have come across where an out-of-the-box part has different texture finishes, like a single part. Motornuclear is fairly good at doing different finishes on the bare plastic. Like sometimes they can make them extra shiny, sometimes they can make them flat, almost like looking. But I have not yet, to the best of my recollection, come across two textures in one part. And they do it here, like on these parts and on these parts. This side is very glossy, and this part is more matte-like. And it's consistent. And so is here. This is glossy, this is more matte. Like even my nail, if I try to use my nail, because of the rougher texture on this, you can see that it leaves a scuff. In here, leaves a scuff, and here it doesn't, because it doesn't send a nail. Let's dump the part now, clean it up somehow. But yeah, motornuclear is pretty cool at like, pretty good at doing good plastic quality. So out of the box looks really good, you know. And for this particular kit, it seems to have a lot of runners. For more, I'm gonna have to wait until the build is over and the video review is out. And for Cosmos LED, I mean, Cosmos LED sets for perfect grade unicorns are pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure, because I haven't, so I've done the perfect grade perfectibility unicorn with the Cosmos LED set, and I believe as far as Cosmos LED sets for unicorns go, the perfectibility one has the most parts to it. It's been a couple of years, but from what I recall, when I was buying the Cosmos LED set for my perfectibility unicorn, Cosmos was selling like variations ranging from regular unicorn, which was just the main body LED set replacement instead of the original Bandai LED set, one shield LED, and that was it. I think that was like the cheapest. And it ranged, then they had, I think, Banshee, then they had Fenix, Final Battle, that had like 3 shields, excuse me, and then it was Perfectibility, I think, that had the most LEDs in it, because Perfectibility has the Vibro Nail, it has the wrap, it has the the big gun, freaking plasma cannon, or whatever it's called, I don't remember. And it has the DE shields, right? Those are pretty pricey. I don't know whether they went up in price. When I was buying it 2 years ago, it was already quite a penny for that one, like over $100. Considering how much prices have gone up over the recent years, I wonder how much it costs now. Especially if you decide to buy the RGB version. They're still probably cheaper than Bandai LEDs and by far better in terms of quality. So more money to pay. I would still rather pay that money for a Cosmos LED set than the Bandai's. Only a hater, but I think Bandai LED sets are a bit of a scam. Okay, we're almost done with the inner frame. I think I'm gonna try to assemble the inner frame rather than cut out a bunch more parts for the armor, because partially it's gonna be even more boring stuff for you guys, and at the same time I don't think I have space for more parts on the desk. If the guide allows us to assemble just the inner frame and skip the armor for now. With the goooo too, they did that. They actually gave you like a little stages per part where you can stop if you don't want to attach any armor and just stop at the inner reach. I don't think it's typical for them to do so for their fantasy kits. We'll try. Should have forgot to comment on that. This part was the part I just did. Where is it? Crap. Yeah, look at that. There are little paint overrun from another part. This is the copper gold. A little QC problem. This it's on an inner frame part, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, let's tidy up the space. So we got quite a serious amount of knobs. Here's my trusty vacuum. Gonna mute up for a second. And we're back. All right. Let's see if I can assemble just the inner frame parts. Well, the horse's head is actually just straight up white parts. Dark gray, golden gray. Okay, so the horse's head is pretty much just white plastic then. Yeah, there's a couple of MGs there. No. I think the silver MG4 is golden gray. Bottom. The entire head unit is just the armor parts that need to be cut out separately. Let's see then, can we assemble anything with the horse's head? Assemble this structure, I think it's like top of the neck, or no, it's part of the neck. There's another one. Yeah, alright. Let's try to assemble these neck parts and see if they can sort of be stuck together without the armor parts under them. They seem to be repeating a couple of times. And all of the necessary. That's the top of the neck, right before the head. And second section. Slightly bigger part to this one, yes. Right. This. Another dome part somewhere. What is it? Double top of one of these bigger guys. Head. Where is it? Damn it. I'll find you eventually. Where the hell are you hiding, you little son of a gun? Not under the manual, but it is somewhere. This son of a gun. Let's see if it shows up on its own accord. Did it drop it? I don't think so. Maybe I forgot to cut it out. Double check the runners. One part went MIA. Just straight up disappeared on me. God damn it. I'm sure it's somewhere here. It might be even in front of my eyes, but I just don't see it. One of these caps. How many of them in total? Four. 1, 2. Oh, 2. And the third one. G4 2, G4 10, G4 10. I think it could have been a smaller one. It has a different number. Yeah, I think I've cut out everything from the MG42 runner. Yes, I have. But where is the goddamn part? Because if you can see it from your end, I cannot freaking see it. Don't see it anywhere on the floor either. Unless it could have flown way far, far away. Oh, damn it. Go systematically through every freaking part. It has to be somewhere. At least that goes there. Not here, not here, not here, not here. Huh, just cannot find it. I have no idea where the hell it went. Like it disappeared. What the? Absolutely bizarre. It's like that part never existed. Dude, let me check actually. No, it's not me. Oh, what? I'm gonna go to BRB, search for it real quick with a thorough scouring of my under the desk area, because I need that freaking part and it's gotta be somewhere here. So I'll be right back in a minute. I'm back. But I was not able to find the freaking part. I honestly have no idea where it is. It's like vanished. It's not under the desk. It's not in the usual hidey spots. Around the, the legs of my desk or something like that. It's not in the kind of runner trash box. I literally have no idea where it gone. It's not on me. I double checked my sleeves and my pockets and everything. My shoes, or I'm kind of out of ideas where it can be. I haven't checked my little tool stand, but it is like an open stand for tools. And it's not there. Not there either. Like, it opened a portal and disappeared into it. I even scrolled back on the VOD to make sure I got it out, and I did. I did cut out that part. But where it went is a mystery. And how do I assemble this thing without it, if it never returns, is an even bigger mystery. Yes, it is a fair question. It's not a dumb question, it's a fair question. Mistakes have been made in the past where I might or might have not ended up looking for a part that I forgot to cut out. But I did scroll back in the VOD, make sure I cut it out. And I also pulled out the runner. The runner is called MG4. And one of them was here, and two more here. And none of them are on the runner. And when I checked the the box for this kit that I used to collect trash, if you will, because I've learned the hard way to never throw away runners and kind of castaways from the build until the build is complete. Because I have thrown out essential parts before. So it is not there. It's not on the runner. It's not in the kind of garbage collector box for the build. It is somewhere in an alternate universe or whatever the hell. The only thing I can think of, actually I'm out of things to think of. I'm trying to reach out to these guys once again to see if it may be stuck to the underside of one of them. I really wish it was like in my sleeve or something, but it really isn't. I kind of double, triple, quadruple checked. Sleeves are not really loose for things to fall into them. There have been situations in the past where it would end up being like on my chair, but that's not one of those. I even checked under the carpet, not gonna lie. It wasn't there. Son of a gun, there it is. That little... I'm not gonna curse too much, but... Yay, we did it! Hooray! Let's continue with the build. wrap this little part. Yeah, it was under the part right here on the right. I think it will be covered by the chat partially. But it was like here. And I swear I looked under that part before. Pretty sure I did. Pretty sure I did. But whatever. We made it. Found the part. Didn't lose it. Didn't throw it away. Just freaking, you know, playing hide and seek. Nothing unusual. Typical stuff. Oh, okay. Half of the horse's neck is assembled. Get to the third part. Let's see if we're... I think that would be the... PLM, yes. Dude, it was under one of those... I suspected at the very beginning. I was like, it's gotta be under one of those big parts. And I thought I checked under all of them. I swear I checked the one right there. It was a few. I checked a few. Maybe it was under the only one part that is not there. Freaking Murphy's Law, man. But we made it. We made it eventually. With some hiccups. But we made it. This is a beefy part. Excuse me. Okay. This is a horse's. This is a horse's neck. Let's see if we can. Oh, these are the reins. Because these things are gonna be visible in the complete kit. They're ugly gray skeleton gray plastic. I actually ended up testing a bit more of the kind of, that reminds me, because I was thinking about maybe painting them. I tested these guys a bit more, especially as I was posing my EXS Gundam for the review video. But posing is an overstatement. That thing is a bit of a statue with the way I built it. But like more kind of PSAs on these Doloha markers. Yeah, they're cool. They have really cool finish. Like the dry matte and metallic ones especially look really nice. But the paint is extremely fragile. Like it takes nothing for it to scratch off. If you compare them to the DSPIAE MKM or MK markers, these are so much sturdier. Yeah, Doloha is a freaking pain to work with. Like, they have nice colors, they dry well, they're very easy to use, the tips are easy to use as well. Holy crap, like a minor touch, just the paint just like scratches off immediately. It is so, it's so needs a top coat. So if you don't top coat, when you paint with markers or like detail with markers, beware, like extra beware, because with the DSPIAE markers the paint is much sturdier. That thing will actually weather samples and some even minor rubbish. It will handle that. Doloha, not a chance. Not sure if it's supposed to, but you know, from the user's perspective, I think it's important to keep that in mind. And I did let them dry. plenty. Okay, so we got the neck done, like the size of a real crate. Let's see if we can assemble the main body and the legs. They want us to do the legs first, so let's grab them. Get this out, the reins wire with a single metal core, unusual for that type of stuff. So it seems like we have rear legs with a beefier construct there, and the front legs. Oh, so when I was looking at it earlier, I was actually looking at the rear legs. Oh, look at that. So the front legs do have a bigger bend to them. Very nice. You actually can do the pose that I was referring to earlier. Oh. So if we compare it to this, then the front right leg, like that, and I need it to bend significantly. Make sure I'm like here. Kinda does, but it doesn't bend enough probably. But then it might actually the sculpt with the kind of does it like this though. So this actually connecting there. So there should be more. It might end up looking. I'm not sure. Somewhere here, I guess. Maybe the other side. Yeah, so the rear legs, like then the opposite. Yeah, it's gonna look pretty fire once assembled. Definitely has that opposite possibility thing. Alright, cool. I like that. Try to assemble them, actually. MG7 is skeleton gray as well. Perfect. Because that's what we need here. I'm careful not to attach the parts that will block the armor installation later. Fit so far, the fitment is pretty good. MG8 is skeleton gray as well, but I'm not gonna be able to attach it because it needs an effect part. Okay, so this is the foot as an inner frame. Front left. Now let's do the same on the front right. These are front legs. Let's get to the rears. MD, I think MD parts, other parts. Double check. MD1 to 7, all of them are white. MC black. Yeah, so the rear legs need a lot of armor plastic to assemble. Might be able to do the lowers, but I think we're gonna have to cut out the white parts because they're kind of part of the inner frame, or I guess there is no gray inner frame on the top of the rear legs. They're gonna go straight into attaching the armor plastic there. So in order to do so, we're gonna need MC3 runner, gonna need MD7, ME1, MD1 to 7, ME1, MC3. Okay. Grab those because I will not be able to assemble the rear legs without those parts because they're kind of foundational here. Go. D7, 21, and was also ME. Crap, forgot. MC3 and ME1. Okay. E1 is dark gray. MC3 is black. Yeah, this is black. This is the one. Let's we need for the airframe assembly here. MC3. XM3. ME1 is 8 and 9. These guys. Two. MD7, 6. Gotcha. Just noticed there is actually some shipping damage here. Because this is like some pretty deep rubbish that happened here. Definitely not from me, because from me it would have been like maybe 1 or 2 minor scuffs if I was so careless as to do so. But this is like consistent rattle. Let's see if this part is gonna be visible once assembled. Kit was packed up in pretty thin plastic bags, and the box is like extra soft. Granted, Gundam usually, well, this one was packed like per Gundam's usual practice, where they, you know, pack the original box in another box. I usually don't show that other box on the video because there's a bunch of like shipping labels and don't want to leak my address. But this box was inside another box that was like fitted. Our usual plastic corners, reinforcements on the outer box, and then everything was wrapped in a, you know, plastic package. Waterproof it, I guess. But still, the original box is pretty like thin-walled, and it's very like not sturdy. packaging damage or shipping damage is not cool. Because this like kind of part-on-part rubbish, it usually happens because of poor packaging. Like the plastic bags that the runners might be in, maybe too thin, or the runners might be stacked, not back to back, but like face to face or face to back. Like I had that problem with my Osiris aerial dominator. I got, I think like an early batch or something, and it was pretty poorly packed. But then I heard from you guys that they improved on that for later shipments. In my copy of Osiris, the runners were stacked in their bags front to back, which meant the runner that had its face towards the back of another runner was actually pretty badly scratched upon arrival from all the shakeage that happens in transit. But I do not remember having this problem with, or at least having these observations with my prior motornuclear builds. They were better packaged than this one. Although I'll need to consult my videos, because I wouldn't remember if it was real. But there definitely is some rubbish. Yeah, let me try to show it. Try to get a light reflection. You guys can actually see. That's what shows the rubbish. It reflects the light a bit different. What you guys can see. But there is, like on this part, I don't actually run in that spot. Like on this part right there is some rubbish. Definitely transit damage. Yeah, as you call it, transient, whatever, damage in shipping. I usually call it packaging damage because this is purely due to a runner rubbing on another runner. So it's, you cannot really blame, at least I wouldn't blame a shipper for that. It's purely on manufacturer. Making sure that the way runners are stacked inside the box prevents this from happening. It's like only like an observation for motornuclear because obviously the plastic quality and the condition it arrives in matters a lot. And most of these parts, I haven't noticed that, but there is rubbish damage here. It's quite obvious because the part itself is slightly textured, so it has some matte finish to it. But this one is like a white spot here, like a shiny spot. And if you look at like another part that has a little bit of rubbish, but very little compared to this picking. This part has a lot. This part has a little bit. And this is an example of a part that has no rubbish damage. Yeah, not cool. Not cool. Not entirely sure whether it's gonna be super duper visible once assembled. We will see. But just a mini observation, because I think it's important. Especially for a kit like this. Supposedly, you know, it's just out of the box premium experience kind of thing. I think it matters. It's not nearly as bad as it was with my Osiris, for sure. Not a good surprise. Okay. Now we should have all the parts we need to assemble the rear legs. Let me quickly hover this mess up. Okay. Let's assemble the rear legs. Damn it, I forgot about these parts. Okay. So, this goes there. Is it loose or does it not wanna? Oh, okay, it's just tight. Done. And I also forgot about the gray parts. Nice combo here. This gray part insert into off-white. Then the rear left going to get feel like articulated. And black part, alright. I'm going to have to disassemble these later because I did not attach the MD7 parts, or attach them now. Not MD7. MD7. Oh, the 7 are the ones we just worked with. Yeah, I'll get them out of there as well, so I don't have to disassemble these parts later, because you need to attach like 2 more parts here. Might as well attach them now. I want to build the inner frame, but I don't want to have to disassemble the inner frame later. There we go. Just flow away. Here. This guy goes right. And now we can oh. Oh. Very, very good. I don't know why I decided to use white inner frame parts on the hind legs versus gray on the front legs. But it works. So, beefy chicken leg for the other one. Perfect. chicken leg number 2. Let's see if we can assemble the main torso with the parts that we got on our hands right now. Good. Some beefy construction on this horse. Is it layered or dependent? Even with parts like as large as these ones, everything fits so well that and I'm just noticing now I don't have to apply too much pressure, because by now I would have felt it with my thumbs if I had to. Stuff. Let me down a little bit. Okay, goes right here. These goes here, just like that. A large snap, but I had to just align it, but as soon as I aligned, it kind of snapped together fairly easily. So, I have to apply way less force than I usually am accustomed to with third-party kits. Your thumbs feel like they're gonna start bleeding after a little while. Nothing like that here yet. Not that it's expected out of motornuclear though. Boom, boom. Another big POM part. We are assembling the front legs area-ish. Oh, this is where the horse's neck is gonna touch. What is MGJ6 part? It's a metal part. But it wasn't in a box of metal parts. It might be in the main kit's part. Let's double check. box, not in this box. Let's see if the metal parts for the main kit have the MGG6 part. Oh, it actually has screws. Huh, I have not yet had a motornuclear kit with screws. This is the MGJ6. It's a POM/metal part. Okay. Look, the shipping was so rough for this kit that the screwdriver broke inside the box during shipping. Seems to be very extremely cheap screwdriver. But I cannot snap it with my fingers. But it must have been shaken enough to make the metal parts break the screwdriver inside the box. And this was airline shipping, like express shipping. What kind of plane was it in? Freaking bomber? A jet pilot? F-22 or something. What the hell? Okay, I need to fold this up. I think this is gonna be the biggest kit in my collection. It's shaping up to be absolutely gigantic. I did not realize what I got myself into. I'm not gonna lie, boys. I'm not going to lie. And also the fit on this is very tight. Unless I misalign something. I don't think any of them care, to be honest with you, man. Especially like the commercial shipping like this. I believe they maybe like care a little bit more when it's like, you know, privately sent, and they choose like one of the more expensive options, supposedly. But usually because airline is faster, there's just less time for the kit to be tossed around. In my experience, airline deliveries have had less damage than sea freight deliveries of my model kits. Like nothing comes even close to how badly my Farmer's Creations new Gundam, how badly that box was mangled upon arrival. Like I'm surprised it was even delivered. This is huge, absolutely massive. So, if I don't apply any armor, leave it like that, can I attach the legs? Should be able to. Who can stop me? Only common sense, which I don't have. Okay, proceed. But this is like way bigger than I expected it to be. So supposedly, I guess the horse's mane might increase the height a little bit, but as it stands right now, this thing, let's see, I'm curious how tall this freaking monster is. That is massive. I have a bigger ruler here. Let's put it, let's kind of line it up. Probably at the end of the day it's gonna be 13 inches tall. Like just standing upright, like the horse. Because this ruler ends at 12 inches. Here it goes to the top of the ruler, and we do not have the mane and the horns. And if I guess it was standing on its rears, let's say like this, would push probably like 15-16 inches. Huge, absolutely massive, boys. And good news is the scratchy part, the part that got damaged in the transit, at least for me, it's not visible, it's covered up by this. Can it actually support its own weight posed like this? Curious. No, you guys cannot see it. I'll change the camera angle in a second. I have my other camera set up. I'm curious if it has the joint strength and the balance to hold itself upright on the rear legs. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it does. Another challenging pose to pull off, because it needs a counterweight. Kit would be the counterweight for this pose, because it would have pulled it that way if it leans back. I guess the action base that it comes with might actually provide the support, because the action base attachment is right where the butt would be. Of course, the action base is a metal attachment port. Open the reference picture to the horsey. It would be more like this. If I can try to find a balance point. Oh! Holy crap, it actually stands on its own. Let me change the camera angle and show you guys what I mean. The lens I have actually is zoomed in a bit too much for the size of this bed unit. I didn't expect it to be that large. So I put on the lens that I usually use for some zoomed in shots. But let's try. Hopefully you can see another angle now. This is the horsey on its rear legs. It actually can balance itself on the rear legs. I know it's not like perfectly arranged at the moment, because I was just trying to find the balance in like the weight point of balance, you know what I mean? No, it's not perfectly done. Very quick job, but I think this horse is freaking cool. The fact that it can even pull off a pose like this is absolutely mad. Like, I'm very pleasantly surprised by the quality of this. motornuclear once again just does things. And as you can see, in this pose, it goes up to 12 inches in the main body plus the... So it's like 15-inch tall within this pose at the moment. Freaking amazing. I'm gonna grab like a kit for reference. I have some kits nearby. Let me grab my favorite lizard. You guys can see it next to a, you know, well-known kit, I guess. The horse is taller than an era lizard. And he is actually a bit lifted on the stand right now. He's not actually standing on his feet, he's like an inch off. Freaking massive, absolutely massive. I think this horse is sized for a 172 scale kit. It's for 160 or 100, because this is supposedly 100, right? It's a bit too big. Yeah. Alrighty, well, I think that is going to wrap up this live stream, because we kind of reached a nice milestone here. We assembled this huge horse. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Let me change the right angle. The figure is too big for my cabinet, to be completely honest with you. When I accepted this kit for review, I did not look up the expected scale of this monster. It might be too large for even my cabinet, but as far as the horse construction goes, holy crap, I'm so happy to see that this is not just a statue. This actually does... So the motornuclear do their usual thing of having very robust metal skeleton, very stiff but smooth joints. The articulation is nice. It's there, you can work with it. It does not make you hate yourself. At least, you know, without the armor. That might change my opinion on how the articulation feels once I install that. But the fact that you can even create a pose where the horse stands on its rear legs without the action base is just great. I absolutely love that. I did not expect it to be able to do so. I know it has an action base that I have not assembled yet. I love the articulated neck as well. The neck is like in 3 sections, 1 to 3, plus the head, which we have not built yet. So it can turn side to side. It's very reminiscent of the Fenrir's, in era Fenrir's tail. And the construction is very, very reminiscent of that. So it turns side to side. It's like ball mounts, big ball mounts. There is also some sort of a thing that's going to be here. And the front legs are on a drop joint. A bit squeaky. You might summon a freaking ghost or something with that sound, but, you know, it does the job. Give it like a stridey pose. Dude, I'll need to look up like freaking how do horses move, because I'm gonna lie, I have nothing to do with horses in real life. But as far from horses as you can possibly be. But I absolutely love horse model kit. Like a horse mecha model kit. To me, that's like, yes, please. Maybe like mid-stride like this. How do horses run? And their leg movement is quite complicated. Like all 4 legs have a different angle. There is something a bit simpler. And this would be like that. This would be extended forwards. This would be extended backwards. This would be a little bit forwards. Okay, so I guess something like that. Ah, yeah, okay, cool. Bit weird, but I guess like that. Anyhow, phenomenal freaking model kit so far. We'll see about the main guy, we'll see about the armor for the horse. As far as the inner frame construction for the horse, great, the scale, gigantic. Very excited to go the rest of it. Let's catch up on the chat before we wrap up. I think is better color or the original one, don't know what to buy. I'll have to look up, I do not know much about the renditions of this kit. This, I believe, is a white version of Zhao Yun. Is that what it's called? Zhao Yun. Let me see what are the other color versions for this kit. Excuse me. Quickly open up Gundam it. Let's see what Zhao Yun's they got. So, oh, I see. So the one I have is here, this one. A lot of white, a lot of blue accents. Definitely my type of color scheme. And it seems like there was another one a long time ago. This is more. Yeah, this one is not my cup of tea. This color scheme is very similar to, well, not very, but it has quite a lot of similarities to, what was that, AOB, I think it was called, and Molly King. And I did not like Molly King's color scheme all that much. Let's see, why are the pictures of the horse? Horse looks not too bad, actually. This is not too bad. Yeah, the horse is not bad. The model kit itself, the original color version, I guess, or the like the bluish one, I do not like. This is like way too many colors. You have several shades of blue, black, white, gray, silver, orange, green. What I call like paint can explosion, or paint mixer explosion. I'm not a big fan of that. I like this much more. Because to me, this is like a little bit darker, color variation is a bit more subdued. Yeah, I prefer this. Yeah. Even though I did not consciously select this over the other, as I mentioned in the beginning of the live stream, Gundam who, for the channel, they approached me offering to review this model kit, and they sent me a copy of this model kit for free for review. It's, all opinions are my own, they do not pay me to say anything. They just, if they have something that they think I would be interested in reviewing, they reach out and we have a conversation, and if I want, I review it. But yeah, so freaking awesome. I like the color scheme so far. Well, like the color scheme. What we've just saw in the pictures, the color scheme looks exactly like my cup of tea. The The inner frame assembly for this kit has been great so far. A lot of like really big parts, but if you carefully align them, just apply a little bit of pressure with your wrists or thumbs, and they just snap together. So the fit is good. Fit is good. Because if the fit on the large parts is not good, it's a freaking pain in the ass to work through that. The posability on a horse is awesome. The size of it is definitely something I did not anticipate. I did not do any research, and it's huge. The horse, as it stands, like in its like a regular stride pose, is about 11 inches tall. Like if we switch the angle, you guys should be able to see that this thing, I'm actually push it back a little bit so you guys can see the entire profile of the horse. This is about 11 inches. And take into account that this does not have a head yet, and it does not have the back parts on top. Right, those will add to the height, and it doesn't have a kit on top, so that will add to the height as well. The pose that I had it in previously, like on its rear legs, posed up, it was pushing what, 15, 16 inches? Once again, without the kit, anything like that. So this thing is big. This is a massive horse. But yeah, I think that is. Well, actually, let's catch up on the chat before we wrap up. You love that upcoming horse model kit. You mean the one from Morshow? I think they're doing that. I hope it comes out soon. I'm very interested in building that for sure. I think I have white or red version, or both of them on pre-order. Gotta head out. All right, man. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and thank you very much for jumping on the live stream. I haven't been chatty, been respawning my reels for fishing out in tomorrow. Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate the hangout. No worries. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live build of the Zhao Yun's horse. Nameless horse. They actually call it horse in the guide. I thought it would have a name. Usually horses, especially mythical horses, have a name. We might have to come up with one for the review, because however good the model kit itself might end up being, like the guy, this is the star of the show for me. So we'll have to come up with a name for it. Right? Feel free to drop some idea suggestions in the chat or in the post. And anyhow, thank you very much for joining. It's been a great, absolute pleasure hanging out with all of you guys as per usual. My brain is already starting to get scrambled, so I'm running on fumes here. Have a great rest of the weekend. And I'll see you all next time, yeah? Cheers.